Ebro in the morning, Rosenberg, Laura Stiles, Mani Marley is on the show. Big Marley in the building. Big man Marley. Weightlifter Marley.
I'm trying. I'm trying to get it together.
Yo, you and Rohan were always big on the weights, right? Like that was you and him. Everyone else is not really like the sports guys like you, right?
Not really, not like that. Soccer, everybody plays soccer, football.
Yeah,
or have to.
But Rohan played, you know, for the Hurricanes. Like he did some real football.
Yeah.
American. Well, let me say American football. Let me say that. Mani Marley. We got music we got to talk about. The rumors of Shottas 2. Is that a real thing that we're hearing?
It's a real rumor.
It's a real.
But we're not going to see a Shottas 2. And from
you know what? Who knows? They've been trying to get it together for quite some time now. You know what I mean? But keep running. There's some red tape there from the last one that you know need to be situated.
Business stuff.
Business stuff.
Got it.
Well, I mean, how?
There's a script there.
There's a script.
Yeah, it's a dope script.
It's really good.
It's a really good script. You know, I've had a chance to read it a few times. It's a really dope script, and you know we're pretty much there, ready to go. So hopefully, you know, that situation.
So what's holding you? Funding?
No, not funding.
Agreements.
From Shottas 1.
And what role did you play in the overall thing? Were you the director? This was your idea, or was this a collaboration?
This was just a collab. Good friend Cecil Vera had an idea, and we got together. Me, him, Spraga, and everybody else got together as a team and made it happen. You know, I think what a lot of people don't know is that a lot of Shottas there's a lot of tons of ad-libbing.
It's like it was like improv. You just was going.
Pretty much. So a lot of your favorite lines are improv. Yeah. And so we had that magic there, and you know what I mean, just trying to recreate it. The people want Shottas too, so hopefully we could get it done.
How business-wise, how did it work? Did any of you guys actually get any good proper money? Because it took a long time for it to go from bootleg to the actual. I mean, the DVD came out years later.
So
yeah, how did that work business-wise?
And still sold 250,000 copies in the first 2 months.
Wow.
Later. Yeah, so
I ran out. I mean, I bought it the day it came out on DVD.
Yeah,
it was one of those things.
You know, it's one of them things that it actually came out 7 years after it was bootlegged.
And probably already 7 years ago now, right?
Yeah, it's been by that. It's been a while. For me, it's like yesterday because I hear about it every day.
Every day.
Every day. There's not one day.
It's a cultural classic film.
Do people ever come up to you and go, "You gotten too far, bitch"?
All the time.
All the time.
Mani Marley's on the program. It's Ebro in the morning. There's new music. Is this an album thing coming?
It's an album.
Okay.
It's an album titled Maestro. 12 tracks on there.
And what made you come back to the music? Like you do so many other things.
I never really left it, because I haven't had an album in 8 years, but I've been touring every year, extensively. You know, it's a lot of Europe and South America, but we still out there.
It's good money.
Yeah,
Money's money.
Money is money. And
you have the song "Keeper of the Light."
Yeah.
Is that the first record you worked on with Damien? Because I read that somewhere.
That's the first record that's being released on an album.
On the album.
Yeah, but we have a lot of records together, just not just unreleased.
Oh, so this is the first one out, though.
Yeah, that's released.
First one out, right.
Where are you guys in terms of age, you and Damien?
Damien is I think 3 years younger than me.
3 years younger than you. And so why is this the first time that music's come out together?
You know, there's no reason. I guess it's just that time. I mean, it's just that time. We've had some projects in the past that just didn't get released, so I can't say one reason in particular why it hasn't. It's just, nothing before its time.
This is a weird question, but I like it. I just thought about it and I like it. If you went to a bizarro universe.
Wait, time out. He's looking at you like, what's on your hands, though?
My Michael Jackson tribute today. It's my Michael Jackson tribute. We're recording this on the Michael Jackson anniversary. I don't do this every day. If you went to a bizarro universe.
Yeah.
And in this bizarro universe, no one had an idea who Bob Marley or the Marleys were. Mm-hmm. And someone was like, so in a nutshell, what is your life? What is your life? How would you describe in a nutshell what the Mani Marley experience has been?
There is no nutshell big enough.
You got to do it, though. Like, you just met them.
That's the challenge.
They just met you, and you're like, well, I'm from, how do you hit?
Man, that's difficult. That's difficult. If you're saying for me to sum up my life in a nutshell, I'm gonna tell you, born to a great musician, came from very humble beginnings. Music is my destiny. I mean, in a nutshell, music became my destiny. But I couldn't really sum up my life in a nutshell because my life is
it's got to be very multifaceted.
Yeah, because a lot of people hear this last name and automatically assume that everyone was raised with a silver spoon in their mouth. And,
Right.
And I say it all the time. I'm from very humble beginnings, bro. I was living in a 2-bedroom wooden house in Jamaica before I moved to Miami at 8 years old, and got to Miami in the inner city, Liberty City to be exact, into another 2-bedroom wooden house, worse than the one I left in Jamaica.
Why'd you live in Liberty City?
That's where my family was.
That's where your family was.
My mother's side of family was.
Who?
So yeah.
So you wouldn't say that early on you lived a charmed life?
Not at all. By far.
Now, would you go back to visit your dad in Jamaica?
Eh?
Would you go to Jamaica, or were you with your whole family in Miami, or you would go visit Jamaica?
I would visit. Well, I didn't visit Jamaica for a while. My father passed away when I was 5 years old.
Okay. Oh, God. It's 5 years old.
Yeah, I was 5 years old. My father passed away, and we moved to Miami at the age of about 8. You know.
So was there still?
And I think to help you out too with the missing link, because I don't think people quite understand that how young they were when the father passed. The missing link in there is a lot of people look at the Marley brand that they see now, right, and they look at the business of it and the brand and that Legend album that got released on Island Records and sold all the. That came later,
right?
That came
early '80s.
Maybe mid like 88, 89, that Marley thing really started to be like, wait a minute, this guy was really doing amazing things for music. He wasn't, when Bob was going out, black Americans didn't embrace Bob Marley right away.
Absolutely.
Like that wasn't a big thing in the United States right away. He toured with it was the Whispers, had him opening, he played there, or was it the Commodores? The Commodores. He played here at the Garden, and it was like, oh, okay, like black people were like not quite sure about this reggae thing right away. And this is, you know, mid 70s, right? And then everything happens. I don't want to speak for you, but I think a lot of people miss that mid 70s to mid 80s gap. Where
we just in my head, I just picture it was like, you're a Marley. What do you mean? With the second you were born, everything was like, oh my God.
That's what he's saying. That's what he gets hit with all the time.
Right.
So, and then the organization of the family even, right? Like you know, all the kids and everyone coming together around the brand.
And in them early years, there was a lot going on between the attorneys and who was running their estate.
And who owned the music.
Exactly. So it was just a lot of corruption taking place, my brother. And a lot of things got mishandled. And so, you know, we suffer the consequences of that.
Do you feel like where the Marley brand is today is something that the whole family can look at? The clothes, the music, you know, obviously the way Jamaica embraces the brand and the name. I mean, you go to Jamaica and it's like...
It's everywhere.
I mean, it's everywhere you go, right? So...
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing to see, you know. It's you know, I say it all the time, it's you know, words can't really describe it, because for me, for what I'm witnessing as a man, not just as a son, but to be able to travel the world and still see. I was watching on the internet the other day the Bob Marley kid that went viral. But just to be able to travel to these remote corners of the earth and see little kids come out in a Bob Marley t-shirt or some Bob Marley memorabilia and singing the songs from start to finish, that within itself, my brother, is for me, is like, well, this seemed like something that would never die. And then when you listen to this, and not because he's my pops, but when you listen to the music, you know, not only the lyrical content, but the production is still relevant to everything that's going on today.
Yeah.
Right. So
it is.
You know, the brand is growing.
But isn't that I don't know if you could even tap into this. Well, maybe Cam. When you see Bob Marley's image, that's your father, who you hadn't seen since you're 5 years old, and we know what our memories are like from 5 years old, although I'm sure you have childhood pictures that have given you memories based on seeing photographs. But like, for me, seeing an image of Bob Marley is similar to seeing an image of John Lennon, right? It's like Americana and its culture, but it's this, for that to be your actual, it's your father, is a very interesting thing to even grasp, because you see his image so often,
very often,
like every day,
even
if you're not looking for it.
But in a way, that's beautiful too.
It's beautiful.
It can. I'm sure it can feel heavy. some days, and then I'm sure there's other days where you're like, yeah, but
You know what? I've never had that heavy feeling.
never felt
Yeah,
the pressure of the name.
Never
and-
really felt the pressure. I've always been, good with being me and
Yeah.
doing me. So I've never really taken on that pressure. And so, but like you say, seeing it every day is I saw it walking here. And sometimes I don't even know how to feel.
Real.
It's like, wow, you know what I mean? It's like being a part of such a great, it's a great legacy. So being a part of this, words can't really describe that feeling. I don't think I've been able to sum that up as yet.
There are only a few. I met a Marley. Her name is Zuri Lyric Marley.
Yeah.
Oh, she goes to NYU here.
Yeah,
Yes.
my niece.
I ran.
That's
into,
Ziggy's daughter. Yes,
Exactly. I ran into Ziggy's daughter at a Childish Gambino show like a year ago, and we had a chat. We were chatting, and she was asking me for advice and blah 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 about music, and I'm being the same nice guy I always am, and she's like, "Okay, my name is Zuri Lyric Marley," and I was like, "Come again?" and so then I had a whole conversation with her about like, what's it like? Like, are you ever in situations when people don't know who you are and you bust out your last name, and it's a little bit of like a, like how does that happen often?
You know what? I never do it.
You just avoid saying it.
Yeah, but not for anything. That's just me. So if you're dealing with me, then deal with me for me first.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if my last name plays a part later on, then okay. But I've never introduced myself. Hello, I'm Mani Marley.
You just say Kamani.
Yeah.
Now, do you walk a line? You must walk a line where in some places you're very recognizable and people come up to you all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you operate in other places where people don't know who you are and you can
Absolutely.
be rather anonymous.
Absolutely.
So do you still get that moment ever where you hand over the credit card and someone's like, because I mean, this
Yeah,
is
I get that one.
it's got,
Oh, here, you can have this for free. Thank you.
they look at your hair. They're like, does
I
he
don't
have
get the free
he has
part.
dreadlocks?
They don't give you the free part?
Not the free part.
No, they
Thank
think the
you for-
opposite.
They look at you like Marley.
Well, how many names are there? What other names in the world, right? I mean, that doesn't sound crazy, but you have Jackson and you have Kennedy. But there aren't that many names that literally just the whole name just rings a huge
Well, and
bell.
then Jackson's just a black last
Well, and
name.
Jackson, that's the thing. And Jackson's weird because everyone's named Jackson.
Reggie Jackson,
I mean,
Michael Jackson,
Jackson, Mark Jackson. There's Jacksons galore everywhere.
There's no Marleys.
No, Marley Marl. You know, the movie Marley and Me. You should have gone and tried to check for Marley and Me.
Yeah, why did they name that dog Marley?
You know how many dogs are named Marley?
A lot.
But that's based on,
Like,
but that's on Bob.
That's all Bob. Yeah, of
You
course.
bet y'all might have got a
You know
check
how
for
many
that. It was a check over.
You know, hold on. You think if they were
check for that.
Children.
if they were able to collect a check for every stoner who had named a dog after Bob Marley,
You know, it's funny. A friend of mine just had a baby and named her daughter Marley.
of
My
course.
boy has
Yeah.
a son named Marley.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Kamani Marley's here. Ebro in the morning. Laura Styles Rosenberg. New album is out now.
Maestro.
It's out now.
Out not June 30th.
June 30th is
June
the release,
30th.
but we have a
Yeah.
single, right? We want to get that single on. Listen, man, I always appreciate when you or your brothers come by.
Much respect, my
And you guys
brother.
always show us a lot of love, and we try to do the same here.
Much respect.
And
boss.
if you don't know, and I'm sure, and you don't really talk about it, but you know, because of the last name, it comes with the burden of people trying to test you and make sure that you're an authentic dude. I'm sure and you can probably tell by how Kamani talks. If you talk to Rohan, you talk to Damien, and of course the warrior, Steven. Steven's ready to go toe to toe with anybody anytime. Like he's just like that, right? But and I guess that's part of the burden sometimes too, is just the testing the authenticity of who you guys are as human beings comes with a lot, right?
Yeah. That definitely plays a part. We get that every day. You know what I mean? Because we're always being compared. And you know what I mean? On top of that, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. So for me, and I think for all of us, we just take it in stride and do what we do. And don't let that, don't let that cross our meds or get into our psyche at all. So it is what
Takes
it
a lot of focus, bro.
I got to be honest. I saw him walk in the room. At no point did I think I'm gonna test him and see what's up today. That never crossed my mind.
Yeah, but you know,
I saw the movie too. Even if I wouldn't test Biggs either. And you know, Ebro, I know that's tough for you. You know, this isn't Biggs. This is Kamani Marley. I know
not Biggs.
You get confused. Ebro doesn't know that actors play characters.
No.
He thinks it's all the
But
same.
see, I know Kamani.
Okay,
and
so-
I know that that's Biggs too.
No, it's not though. That's just the part.
You
of the
sure?
movie.
You
Yeah,
sure? You
sure.
sure?
Separate.
I mean, that thing will go off. That thing will go off. Hey, let's get the song on now. You want to intro this for the people?
Yeah. Fancy Things. New single off the upcoming album, Maestro. Fancy Things.
Let's go. Come on and Marley, support this man. And you got big tours this summer? You moving around out here?
Yeah, we're moving around. July, we're doing the West Coast in July. We East Coast in September. You know, I have a release party here on the 29th. That's Monday coming up. And, you know, we'll debut. We'll play a little live performance there too on the album. But East Coast, we turn the East Coast in September fully. And
as far as the Marley family, I know one of the big talks around is that there's a Marley official weed strand now that the legalization thing is happening. Is that a real thing?
It's real.
And that's something that you collective as the family has gotten together and said this is okay.
Yeah. Yeah, as a family.
Now, have you smoked it? You smoked it?
Not yet.
But it's in the works.
It's in the works.
I mean, they're going to be legalized here in New York. I want to, you know, can I be an ambassador of the brand when it's time?
What do you mean?
Are you guys have an issue with this?
I'm in. I'm down for this.
Do you guys don't want to be ambassadors of the Marley strand of weed?
No, I think you'd be a perfect ambassador. In fact, if I found a picture of you from like 12 years ago, there was
with
a time
my dreads like that.
You were jacking his whole look about 12 years ago.
True story. Facto.
Come on, Mani love, my G. Thank you, man. Nice meeting you.
She no want no big Benz, no want no fancy car. She no want no big house. Don't impress her at all. Say she need a man who I go give it to her heart. She says she wants it long to feel it through the night. And then she said